Morning guys. So if you're new, my name is Mina. I'm the host of the Knitting Expat Podcast, where I chat about what I've been knitting and now what I've been spinning, because I've recently started spinning as well, which is amazing. And if you haven't seen the introduction video for that, I'll link it down below. It's a video about learning to spin and how I got my wheel and stuff like that. So if you want a bit more of an introduction, then you can check that out. Otherwise, I'm planning on spinning this fibre next. This is a carded Batt by Into the World, in the Falkland base, Falkland fibre. So it's about 4 ounces, and it's in the unobtainium colourway. Sorry. It's a bit early in the morning, but yeah, so I just wanted to show it to you again in the bag before I open it up and start prepping it. I realized I had no idea how to prep a bat for spinning or how to even spin from a bat. So I did a lot of research yesterday on YouTube and there's lots of helpful resources on there as well, to be honest, lots of videos. A bunch of people recommended some other resources when I posted my previous spinning video, so I will link some of those that I found useful down below. The ones that I've checked out so far, I haven't checked all of them out, but I did purchase the Craftsy class from Worsted to Woolen, and I actually watched it all yesterday. It was really good. It was actually really informative, and there were lots of things that I realised some of the things I just started doing naturally, just instinctually, and then I realised, oh okay, now this is how to actually do it properly, and rather than just like the mishmash way I was doing it, or why certain things were happening when I was doing it. So it was really informative and definitely really, really good. I remember a few years ago that class became really widely spoken about amongst podcasters who also spun. So and I'd kind of forgotten about it, to be honest, until a few people recommended it below that video, so I was really glad to go get that, and it's on sale at the moment with Craftsy, so it's less than half price, so it was really good. I think it was usually $40 and it was only $15, so if you're interested, now's the time to go nab that class because it's on sale. They do have other spinning classes on the Craftsy site as well. I'm not affiliated, I'm just letting you know. Then what else? Yeah, so I'll just link the videos that I found useful down below, and yeah, so I'll probably vlog little bits here and there as I'm prepping the fibre and spinning a bit. Probably won't be too much more chatter until I'm a little bit into it. But yeah, so this is just going to be I guess, how I end up spinning this fibre. I have no idea what it's going to look like or how I'm going to spin it. I'm thinking maybe potentially splitting the fibre in half and doing half as like a traditional 2-ply and half as a chain ply, just to sort of see how the colours work out differently, because it is a gradient, so it'd be nice to try and do a gradient spin as like a 3-ply chain ply, and then try and do get a bit of barber poling and just do a regular 2-ply with the other half. Just again, a bit of experimenting, a bit of fun. Just I have no real idea of how it's going to turn out or how thick or thin it will be, and I don't really mind if it's not consistent. It's just about playing with the fibre and getting to know it, and just practicing really, to be honest. So yeah. What do you think, Layla, when we finished? Be careful with it. What do you think? Is it pretty?
Oh.
Yeah, do you like it?
It's pretty.
Can I have a look? Can I have a see it? Thank you. Pretty chuffed with how this turned out. Hey guys, so it is now Friday night. I actually managed to prep and spin up the second half of that Batt today. This evening, Layla's actually been pretty interested in the spinning, which she just stands there and watches. Thankfully, she doesn't try and touch too much. so yeah. But if you, this was the first bobbin that I plied yesterday, or spun yesterday rather. And it seems like I didn't split the back quite as evenly as I'd originally thought. So there's quite a bit less on this bobbin than on this one. But I was thinking about it today while I was spinning the second one up. I think what I might do is I might do this one as a 2-ply where I just ply it back on itself, which will maximise the bubble pulling because of the colour gradient. And then this one, because it's got more yardage, is I will probably try and do a Navajo ply, a chain ply, because that's technically a 3-ply, so hopefully it won't, this has more yardage, so hopefully that should be fine. It should still be a usable amount at the end. I need to weigh the bobbins to see how much is actually fibre went onto each one. I know how much the bobbins weigh when they're empty because I weighed them a while ago. The bobbins weigh like 2 ounces empty, so when I weigh them I'll be able to know how much is on there. Alright, so it's the next day. These are now dry. They've been hanging up overnight drying. And yeah, I'm really chuffed with how they've turned out. They both look quite different from each other because of the way they were plied. Okay, so the other thing that really surprised me, and you would have seen it in the previous clip, was how this is the 3-ply chain ply that I did, which kept the gradient. This one was just so springy and so bouncy after, straight after it had been plied, whereas the 2-ply was a lot more even and didn't have as much twist left in it. I don't know if that's just the nature of a chain ply versus a 2-ply, but yeah, really interesting how these have turned out. So this one was plied end to end, or the 2 ends together into the middle. And this was just chain plied from one end to the other. I really like the definition that you get with this chain ply method in the finished yarn. Just really liked it. It was a really fun experiment. one. The chain plied skein is a bit heavier weight wise. I think this ended up being, you know what, I've written it all down. Let me just check my notes. Okay, so this half of the Batt that I spun up was about 52 grams, almost 53 grams. And I ended up getting about 103 yards in length pre-washing. Now I don't know how you now I don't know how you calculate what your yardage is after you've washed, other than to rewind it onto the knitting noddy and count again, because I know the yardage can change after it's been washed. But if there's a better way, an easier way of figuring that out, can you please, can someone please let me know, because I've not been able to figure that out yet. But you could tell from this at the beginning when I first started spinning this Batt, the blue was where I started, and you could tell there's a lot of unevenness in the blue section, in the blue ply at the beginning, but it also starts to even out a bit more. I mean, it's not perfect by any stretch. And then the purple bits at the end were a lot more evenly spun initially anyway. Still some thick bits and stuff, but it's definitely a lot more consistent than my previous attempts, which was only a couple, not much. It's not like I've been doing this for ages. Okay, so then for the chain ply, I'll drop the other one. So for the chain ply, the weight of this half of the Batt, which was a little bit more than half, was about 70 grams. So I definitely had more fibre in this half. And so I did this one as a chain ply, as I said. Sorry, hanging it off a door handle probably wasn't the best idea. And for this one, I got, as a 3-ply, I got almost 91 yards in the thing. So to be honest, altogether pretty close in finished yardage, even though this one was about 20 grams heavier. So yeah, there's that. I'm really quite happy with how this was turned out. I'd say both of them are probably, or this one anyway, is a lot more even. I definitely felt when spinning this bobbin of fibre, it was a lot more even. And yeah, I'd say this is anywhere from like a fingering to a worsted weight to maybe even a bit of a bulky. But yeah, really happy with how this one's turned out. Alright, this is what the two look like, all twisted up into skeins. So yeah, this was a fun little experiment to see how this gradient Batt would spin up and how it would look plied two different ways. I can really see this chain plying method being a really fun one to do. Yeah, it just gives a really nice sort of rounded yarn as well. The 2-ply wasn't too bad. I did wind this the singles on the Noster pin to create a centre pull ball or cake, and I plied it that way with the two ends together. I will be honest, wasn't a complete fan. It kept twisting, and then I kept getting like yarn bath coming out the middle of the cake and getting tangled and stopping to detangle it. Thankfully it didn't break, the singles never broke, and I was able to just detangle it as I went, but it was definitely a lot more fiddly. I wasn't a huge fan of that aspect of it. I think next time I try and do this, I will wind the centre pull cake on a, oh hello Hugo, on a on my ball winder to see if that's any better. But I don't know, I think maybe in future if I do a 2-ply, I'll just split the fibre in the beginning and ply it on 2 separate bobbins, and then, sorry, spin it on 2 separate bobbins and then ply them together. I just feel like it's going to be less what's the word, frustration when I'm spinning. Yeah, so that's the end of this fun spin, probably the end of this vlog. I'm not sure how long it's going to be. I filmed little snippets here and there as I was working on this fibre from the very beginning, prepping it and then spinning it and plying it. So yeah, I'm really happy with this. I'm not sure what they're going to be. I'm thinking I might do a cowl or something. I don't know, maybe stripe them together. That might be a fun effect. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. There's almost an equal yardage of each, although so there's 90 yards of the chain ply and 100 yards of the 2-ply. I think maybe, I don't know, maybe something together, maybe something separate. I don't know, but I'm open to suggestions on what you guys think these would knit up nicely as. All right, I'll leave you guys to it and I'll catch up again with you guys soon. All right, bye.